morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. I'm supposed to open up uh, YouTube streaming, and I keep forgetting every time. So I'm going to do that now. Let me pivot you over here. I'm going to do that now. I don't know why I keep forgetting, but it's more helpful when I have this open because then I can see who's I can see who is chatting with me, and that way I can comment. Okay, I have it open. Good, good, good. So, good morning again. Um, Something happened yesterday, very interesting for me as far as my acting career goes. I'm starting to receive some auditions again, which I hadn't been getting for a long time. Out here in California, a lot of our, let's turn this down, got my radio on. I need to get prepared more professionally when I get ready to come on and talk to you guys on the live stream. So again, some good news as far as the acting market goes. It looks like things might be turning around a bit. I received 2 auditions yesterday, which came out of nowhere. Glad to see them. I've started submitting myself through Actors Access and looking around to see what's going on around the country, different roles that I might be right for, because I'm still pushing ahead on my acting. I'll keep on going. I spent 40 years at this business, and what's the point in giving up now? I've been doing this, getting work on and off all those years, so I'm going to continue to do it with the hopes of one day getting a good big part. But again, I received 2 calls from my agent, 2 emails from my agent. One was for a national commercial audition, and one is for a television series audition. Pretty good sized role. The only downside is both. It's open to, as far as they're not specific. They want my age range, but they're not specific male or female. But I'm still happy to get it, and I'm about to start working on those. I thought I would jump on here and say good morning to you guys before I start working on my auditions, getting ready. I have to do them today. They're due tomorrow. I want to get them in early today as possible. Usually it's best when you get remote auditions, you turn them in, you do your work on them to get them ready, depending upon how long they are. You get them as ready as you can, and then you turn those in. And that's what I plan to do. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. And so I'm going to get those auditions ready. One is for a television series, and the other is for a commercial. So in the acting business, when you get an audition, you can't publicize it. You can't publicize the content, or you're not really even supposed to say what the name of it is for. So that's a rule that actors have, and I have to stick to that. Can't really talk about them. You talk about them after the fact if you want, but after the fact, it really doesn't matter. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Otis. Good morning. So what I'm going to do is, when I work on an audition scene, what I do is I take the script. I'm going to go through these steps real quick before I do it. I take the script. Obviously, I read it. I read all the directions from the casting director. Sometimes I have to make sure that I read them all, because most of the time they're the same, but sometimes they might slip a little thing in there a little differently. Like one of these ones, they want me to do my slate standing up so they can see my full body, which is kind of difficult because you have to be further away from the camera so they can see your head to toe and do your slate. I'm kind of tall, so that means I have to stand all the way across the room. I'll probably go in my living room and try to do it, or I might even go outside and do it just so I can have more light. So they want to have a standing slate, which is kind of difficult, but I'll get it done. So you have to read all the details, and then I go to the scripts. And I look at the scripts, I read the full script, and then I look at my character in particular. And sometimes they give you notes. Like the television series gave me a note that all the characters on the series speak at a rapid pace, which is good for me because I speak at a rapid pace. Most of the time I have to slow myself down. So this type of character is a great fit for me because I can use my fast speech that I normally have, which will make me more natural. And the same thing with the commercial. It's natural speaking. So most likely I'll just speak at my normal quick pace. And both are a good fit. I'm the right age range. Like I said earlier, the only downside is that they don't have a specific character they're looking for. So it's always better for me, actually, say if they're looking for a black male in his late 50s. That's me. That's what I love to see on the breakdowns of the character. Even more detailed, tall. So even more details if they said bald. But so those are the kind of things that actors look for when you get an audition. I'm still happy to be called in because the numbers of people, casting people and agents and managers that submit their clients, it's unbelievable. Probably for both of these roles, at least, and this is just conservative, probably over 5,000 people were submitted to each one of these roles. And so, especially when it's open and they don't know what race they're looking for, they don't know whether they're looking for a male or female, they just know the age range and they know the look. So that's an accomplishment right there. And as an actor, you have to realize that. Just being called in to audition is a good first step. So I'm going to look at the dialogue. Usually what I do is I pull the dialogue out of the script and I put it into a Word document. And then I highlight parts that I'm going to read, and then sometimes I make them a little bit bigger, and so I get it all prepared and I rehearse it a number of times, and then I get someone. Both of these has readers what they call off camera. So when you're doing the audition, you're going to look like how I'm looking now. You're going to look slightly off camera. Like right now, I'm looking off camera this way. I'm looking off camera this way, and when you're looking off camera, you're talking to the person who's reading with you off camera, so you can do the scene. Because most of the time, when you do these auditions, these self-tape auditions, they don't want you looking directly into the camera like this, unless it's a commercial, and you're supposed to look directly into the camera if it's a spokesperson kind of thing. But most of the time, you're looking like this, off camera, to either one side of the camera or the other. And that's who you're reading with. And then both of these auditions that I have to do today, they have off-camera dialogue. So I'll get someone to read with me off camera, and I'll do the dialogue. And then the casting person can look at it and see if you look believable, see if you fit the role, see if they want to push you up the line further, and submit your audition to the director or producer. So that's the process. And then the director or producer looks at it, and then they make a list of the people they like. So once they get a list of maybe 20, 30 people that they like, then they tell the casting director, we like to see this person, this person, this person. They give them the list, and then the casting director tells your agent or your manager, and then your agent or manager contacts you and checks your availability and tells you, okay, yeah, they like you. They want you. They put you on the short list, and they want to know if you're available, your availability, blah 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 blah. And then sometimes what they do is they have you do a callback. So that's how they weed it down. They pick the top people that they like, and then they bring those people back again, and you do another audition. That's called a callback. And then from there, they make the choice, usually, of who they want to get the role. So it's a long process. A lot of people are involved. And, only thing you as an actor can do is give them the best of you. So you read the script, you read the notes that you get, you do the character to the best of you, as I always say, because that's the bottom line. When you're doing an audition, the only thing you can do is do your best and deliver the character how you see it, how you want to represent it, your interpretation of the character. But you do the choices that they give you. You add those into your interpretation. And hopefully, if you are chosen, then, you after the callback, then usually they'll make a decision. They usually don't have multiple callbacks unless it's a big role, unless it's like a feature film or television series. Now, television series, you may go in who knows how many times because there's so many people who have to make the decision. If it's a big role in television series, like, a lead or a co-star or a recurring role, not a co-star, sorry, recurring role, then you got more layers to go through, more multiple auditions. So that's how the process works. And so finally they say, that's the person that we want to play this character. And then usually they make an offer to your agent or manager, and then your agent or manager tells you, and then you accept the offer, and then boom, you have a job. And that's what I've been doing all these years. And it's a continuing process. Just think of yourself, any of you out there who aren't involved in the entertainment business, if you had to go on an audition, you had to go on a job interview every 3 days or 3 times a week. But that's the business of acting, and you sign up for it if that's what you want to do. You sign up for it and you go through the process. Um, it's very interesting. Every time I get an audition, I'm always invigorated again and ready to go out there and show them what I can do, and hopefully I'll be the one that they want. But again, it's up to, it's out of your hands once you turn in your audition dates, once you do the callback, whatever the process is, it's out of your hands. They're gatekeepers, and that's just how this business works. I, as an actor, I've worked as a director and a producer, so I've been on the other side of the table, and I understand the process. I truly understand the process. And it's difficult, as an actor, especially when you're first starting out, to get your mind around it, that it's not personal. There could be so many reasons why they choose somebody over you. Why one actor is chosen over the other actor. Why one actress is chosen over the other actress. Even on the big side of the A-list clients, they offer roles to people, and actors look at it, name actors look at it and say, no, I don't want to do this, no, I don't want to do that. So they turn down roles, and then they go down, and the producer or director goes down his list. He'll make a list of known actors that he would want to play this role. And then, the top people, if they turn it down, you keep going down a list, down a list, down a list, until you find an actor that you like, a name actor that you like, to take your role. So that's how it goes, even on the big side. When actors are really big, like, say, for instance, Tom Cruise, he most likely generates his own projects. When you get to that level, it's a rare occasion that you, as a big actor, aren't involved in the whole development process. It's not like an audition process anymore. They know your work. They know what you can do. They know how much money your projects bring in on the box office. I'm talking about the actors all the way down the scale, all the way down to you get to actors like me, character actors, who always audition. In the past, when I was first starting out, I did get some offers from independent producers for independent projects, people who had known me, people who had worked with me in the past. So that has happened to me on a few occasions, and I'm really thankful for that. It's a great feeling. But with union Screen Actors Guild jobs, you always go through the audition process. Again, I'm going to wrap this up because I need to get to those lines and start working on them. The whole process, again, just for you people who came on late. Oh, please visit my channel if you haven't seen what I'm doing, and check out my work. I have some nice comedy on there. I've uploaded some more humorous clips. I have an idea for something today. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but it's some humorous stuff that I've been thinking about, and I might do that today. I have some new clips I put up yesterday. The short versions are doing really well. You'll see those in the shorts, just went up yesterday. And then you'll see those shorts lead to the full version over in the video tab. So you can go to the video tab, look at that, and go check out some of my playlists. I have some playlists on there with a bunch of videos in there. I'm slowly moving up to, I think it's like 800 subscribers. I'm slowly crawling up that hill. Even my watch hours. And thank you guys so much. Some of you are starting to watch longer on my content, and I do appreciate it. And again, this vertical live stream here that I'm doing right now, this is the way that a lot of you guys are discovering me, and I appreciate that. You're coming to my website, you're looking at my stuff, and I'm going to continue to go forward with your help. Can't do it without you, and that's no BS. Just think about it. I can't make people watch, so people have to come and like what they're doing, see me, see if they want to go to my channel and see what I'm creating. I'm going to create more and more content. Again, humorous content. That's my goal. Honestly, there's a lack of humor here on YouTube. And I think YouTube, I heard something the other day that YouTube is actively pushing humorous content more because they see it too. Everyone's talking politics. Everyone's talking how to get on YouTube. Everyone's, selling courses. There's a lot of people still doing humor, but we need more. And that's what I want to do. I want to create more humorous, entertainment-related content because that's the beauty of this platform. When it first started out, you could come here and you could find a lot of humorous stuff, interesting stuff that was different. Now we have a lot of education, which educational is good. I'm all for education. I learn a lot in the evening when I sit down to watch television. I usually go to YouTube first, and I click through, and I look at small little documentaries on stuff that I'm interested in. So I get a lot of value from YouTube. I create content, and I also consume stuff. But so I really enjoy it, and I love the freedom of making what you want. Like I'm talking to you right now. It's like we're having a conversation. I get on here and I start talking about something. Again, this video is going to be more focused on, in the title, it's going to be more focused on preparing for an audition, and that's what I'm going to name it, something like that. Because I'm so happy to get my first 2 auditions in a long time, and it's been a while. California has been slow. California is losing a lot of the acting jobs that, California used to be where everything was made, but now it's spreading out all over the country, which is, living in here in California, I don't like it, but, that you can't stop progress. That's the bottom line. You can't stop progress. 2 years ago, I went to Atlanta, and I lived there for 2 years. I had a contract, a video production contract. So I worked there, but the main reason I went was to try my hand at Atlanta's acting market. And I really found that it was great. It was really great. A lot of the work was coming from California. It's still coming from California, and it's being taken by the Atlanta market. So I went down there, got a few auditions. I booked about 5 jobs, which was very good. I had literally, no exaggeration, the first year, I probably had like over 100 auditions. And these were for roles, real roles. And then I had the next year, same thing, about 150 auditions. And I had to move back to California because that's where I'm based, that's where my family is. But it was hard leaving all that work back there. I'm still trying to figure out a way to work on both coasts. And I think that's going to be my goal going forward, is to get more representation as far as theatrical in the Georgia area, because a lot of work is going there, and you can't, like I said, you can't fight progress. If that's where people want to make their projects, that's where the actors have to be. Like that old saying from the bank robber, I can't remember it. They asked him, why did he rob banks? And he said, because that's where the money is. So the same thing. Why do I want to work in Georgia as an actor? Because that's where the jobs are. So again, I'm going to wrap up now. I could talk a little bit more, but I really should get on working on my auditions. I want to thank all you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. And again, I say this every day. I'm going to try to get back on in the evening, but it's not guaranteed that I'm going to jump back on. It's going to help me if I do, because I meet you guys, and you check out my channel, you find out who I am, you go look at some of my work, you watch some of it, you share it. My watch hours are going up, which I'm so happy about. My subscribers are going up, which I'm happy about. And I thank you guys. I'm going to try to get back on in the evening. I really need to do it. In the evening, after I finish everything, and I'm kind of tired. I hate getting on when I don't have the energy. Like right now, I have energy. This morning, I had a good night's sleep. Get up, positive, get on here, talk about my plans, talk about what I'm going to do today. It's a great routine that I have now, and I'm really thankful for this vertical live stream, because it really helps me pump up and get ready for my day, and talk to you guys, and have you go look at my channel and subscribe, please, if you haven't. I thank all the people who have subscribed, and share it with other people that you know. Again, I talk about acting, directing, and editing, and I'm also starting a little bit, because AI is getting so much built into the editing world and filmmaking world. Again, I did a video the other day that is really not ready for professional work, and it's not, but it's good to learn. And that's why I started using it, because I want to learn so that once it is ready, I'm ready to use it, because it will be great for something here to create content exclusively for YouTube, which is my big goal, YouTube only content. And I even know YouTube is getting more heavily involved in creating with artificial intelligence, creating video here on YouTube. So that's coming. It's all coming. I want to be up on it myself, and I suggest that you find out about it. Even if you're in some other field, you should still watch some of the videos here on YouTube about artificial intelligence, on how-to videos, just so you're not left behind, because honestly, that's where it's going. They're going to be looking for, businesses are going to be looking for more people who are familiar with artificial intelligence. And if you can build up your skills, that's a great way for you to make sure that you're still relevant in the job market. because at this stage, we're still going to need some humans doing work. We haven't got to the place where it's guaranteed universal income when we all just sit home and AI runs everything. That's going to be something. But for now, we humans are still needed, and you still need to learn what's new so that you can be an asset to your employer, even if you're not interested in any kind of entertainment business. Artificial intelligence is something that you should learn. You can put it on your resume. You know, it's a beautiful thing right now because you can be self-taught, and you can learn from all the companies putting out information, free information about how their systems work, how their software works. I recommend anyone, young people out there, maybe do a Google search of the most popular artificial intelligence systems for business and go onto their site. Just become familiar with it. And once you're familiar with it, you can put that on your resume. You know, something simple. You don't have to falsify your resume, but you put stuff on there that I know how to work, whatever, artificial intelligence. And you go through their manual, and you go through their training that they have, and you watch some tutorial videos here on YouTube, and you're trained. You know, you understand the basics. You can put that on there of this system, that system, this system, that system. Because right now there really are no formal programs in colleges for artificial intelligence because it's so new. It's all self-taught. It's all self-learned. It's all stuff that you can learn on your own and beef up your resume. And really learn it. Just learn the basics of the most popular systems that are being used in business. People are also making money offering their services, creating stuff for businesses. So that's another little, as they say in this modern world, side hustle. If you're a salesperson and you have that personality where you can get on the phone and you can send emails out to people, you can start offering artificial intelligence services to businesses right on your own. Print up your business card, learn what you can, and start offering those services. When I started my video production business years ago, we focused in on nonprofits and small businesses. And at the very beginning, we gave away services. We did videos for businesses, and this was like 30 years ago. We gave away services. The same thing can be done now with AI services. You could start your AI service business by giving away services to businesses, just to build your resume, just to build your client list. So I'm not going to get off on a big tangent, but I love to talk about this stuff. I love to talk about building businesses because that's how I was able to survive, you know, with all my creative endeavors. I have my video production business, and I was able to make money to take care of my household and my family. And so that's the same thing that you can do. You can do that with AI. So don't just think the hype of AI is something. There is ways to make money. I'm not talking about when you see a lot of these videos online where they say, oh, I make $10,000 a week with AI. Come on. So realistic. I'm talking about realistic services that you can offer to people using the new technology. So learn about it. Get out there. Do what you are interested in. And I will see you hopefully this evening. I'm going to try to make a point to come back on, even if it's 5 minutes. So thanks a lot for stopping by, everyone. I will see you later on today.